Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video here on the channel. My name is Montel Gordon, and in today's video we have something super short but very important and very value packed. We're actually going to be breaking down exactly how you calculate your break-even ROAS, your profit margins, and all the most important metrics when it comes to advertising. Guys, you wouldn't even believe how many calls I have with e-commerce business owners, and I go and ask them, so what are your profit margins, what's your break-even ROAS, and they don't know. Typically most of the time they kind of know their profit margins loosely, but they don't actually know their exact break-even ROAS. They'll be like, oh yeah, I think it's a 1 point this thing, and they'll just throw out some really wacky number. You guys need to understand that this is the most important metric you need to know in order to advertise properly, to make sure you understand when to kill ads, when not to kill ads, and whether you're actually profitable or not. Knowing your numbers down to the T, especially with Facebook ads, allows you to kind of build what we call the machine. The machine is where you kind of convey to a client or an e-commerce business owner that when you put $1 into Facebook ads, that's going to bring back $3 back. And you basically calculate that by using break-even ROAS and all their metrics, such as their cost per purchase and stuff like that. And we're actually going to be jumping into this very short example. I'm going to keep this super short. Without any further ado, before I get into this, please make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you turn on that little notification bell if you're new around here. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into this. So guys, now that we are in my computer, what I'm going to be doing is leaving this sheet in the description below, so you can actually just literally copy this or take this and have all the formulas that you basically need. So again, Facebook ads for e-commerce businesses, calculating your break-even ROAS. This is extremely important metric, so make sure you stay around to the end because you're going to need to know this before you even spend a single dime on your Facebook ads. So the first thing we want to do is find your break-even point. So your BEP is typically what it's called. So your break-even point, it basically is, what you do is you take your selling price, you then subtract your cost of goods, then you subtract your shipping price. So just as a side note as well, I've noticed that when you go around the internet and stuff like that and you try to figure out your break-even point, a lot of people will just tell you this particular formula right here. But what I found speaking to clients and stuff like that, and potential clients on calls and via email and stuff like that, it is an extremely good idea to factor in your clients' other cost of goods. I know that you're not supposed to actually do this, but what we like to do is show clients that we obviously understand they have other expenses, such as, like staff costs, software costs as well. Those aren't free. I don't know why people don't understand that those are not actually free, and this is still a cost to the business owner. So yes, what I'm going to do, it is a good thing to actually factor in, other costs such as, staff costs and other software costs and stuff like that. For example, Shopify's subscription and your email, automate a subscription and all the software that you're actually paying for in your e-commerce business. It is a good idea to kind of factor those in. But what I'm going to do just for this example, I'm just going to keep it super simple. So let's go into this example. Let's say you are an e-commerce brand and you're selling t-shirts at $80, or you've got a client and they're selling t-shirts at $80, for example. Let's say they have a cost of goods, basically means, how much it's going to cost you to produce those actual t-shirts of like $30, for example. Let's say you also have a shipping cost of $5. That means your break-even point is $45. So if you sell a t-shirt at $80, your total costs are going to be $35. That leaves you with a break-even point of $45. Now, the second thing you want to do, or step 2, should I say, is you want to find your profit margin. So your break-even point, aka your profit, because obviously if you take this, you're selling t-shirts at $80, your costs of goods is $30, plus you have $5 shipping price cost in there to factor in to actually get the product to your actual customers. You are left with $45, which is your profit. I guess is what you could call gross profit, technically speaking. So that would be your gross profit. So your break-even point is your gross profit. Now what you want to do to find your profit margin is you want to take your break-even point and you want to divide it by your selling price and then times it by 100 to actually get your profit margin in percentage. So you take $45, which is your break-even point or your gross profit, and then you divide that by what you're actually selling your t-shirts at, and that gives you 0.562, and then you times that by 100, and that's going to give you 56.2% profit margin. Now this is typically kind of low, and actually the lower your margins, higher ROAS you need to actually stay profitable. So make sure you factor that in. I've been speaking to e-commerce business owners and stuff like that have literally profit margins of like 70% and above. If you've got like a profit margin of like 20%, it's going to be extremely hard to actually get you a good ROAS basically and actually be profitable with Facebook ads, just because tracking's being taken away with iOS and stuff like that. Advertising is becoming more and more increasingly more expensive. There are ways around this, of course, but as you can see, the lower your profit margins, again, I'll just say it, the lower your profit margins, the higher ROAS you're going to need in order to be profitable and in order to actually break even as well. So step 3 is finding your break even ROAS. So first of all, I want to actually break down what exactly is ROAS, because I know a lot of people might actually be confused as to what ROAS is. If you're not new to e-commerce, then you obviously know what ROAS is. ROAS just basically stands for return on advertising spend, or return on ad spend basically. So website purchase ROAS, that basically just means return on your advertising spend. And this is actually a screenshot from Facebook themselves. So this basically is the total return on advertising spend. That's what ROAS is from website purchases. This is based on the value of all conversions recorded by Facebook's pixel on your website and attributed to your ads. Okay guys, so this is how it's calculated, and this sounds a little bit technical, but I'll break this basically down into layman terms so you can understand it. The metric is calculated as website purchases conversion value divided by the total amount spent. So basically all they're saying there, it sounds confusing, but basically all they're saying is total sales divided by the total amount you actually spend on your ads. Again, total sales, how many sales you actually got, divided by, and how much you actually made, divided by the amount you actually spend on your ads. So for example, if you're selling those t-shirts at $80 a pop, and you sell, for example, 5 t-shirts, your total sales is going to be $80 times 5, which is $400. Now, let's say you spend on your ads in total for that month, for example, $150. So what you're going to do is you're going to find your ROAS, what you're going to do is you're going to take the $400 and then you're going to divide it by $150. That means your ROAS is 2.6, which is more than profitable in this case, as you'll see why in a second. So guys, the higher your ROAS, the more profitable you're going to be. The lower your ROAS, less profitable you're going to be. So how do we actually find what our minimum ROAS is? Also called your a break-even ROAS. So this is basically going to show you exactly how much you need to spend in order to basically break even, and what your break-even point actually is. Because before you even run ads, again, I'm going to say it one more time, before you even run ads, you need to understand what your break-even ROAS is before you even decide to even create a campaign, actually put together creatives, anything like that. You actually need to work out your profit margins, how much you're going to sell your product for, how much of that's going to be, actual profit, what's your break-even point and stuff like that. And then you get into your break-even ROAS. BE ROAS just means break-even ROAS. And you basically work this out by taking your selling price of your product and you're going to divide that by your break-even point. So what you're going to do is you're going to take $80, which is how much you're selling your t-shirts for. Then you're going to divide that by your actual break-even point. Again, we actually have costs of $35, which leaves us with a break-even point of $45. So I'm going to come back to this. So it's $80 divided by $45. That equals 1.77. Our break-even point is 1.77. So any ads that are performing below, so any ad set that has a ROAS below 1.77 is not profitable, and you should immediately kill those ads because they are not working. They're not bringing you any sort of profit. If the ads are performing and they have a ROAS of, above 1.77, you are profitable and you want to keep those ads because you're obviously making some sort of profit. And just as a side note, I literally just created a whole video on why, if you're actually just breaking even, that's not actually a bad thing because you're actually acquiring customers completely free. So if you have a break-even ROAS of 1.77 and your ads are actually performing at 1.77 and you're actually getting a ROAS of 1.77, which is breaking even, which means you're spending $1 to make $1. So you're not actually making any profit, but you're not making a loss. That's not actually a bad thing because you're actually gaining customers for completely free. And the most expensive thing you can actually do in a business is acquire new customers. So if you understand your back end processes well enough and you can actually cross-sell, upsell, and if you can increase the amount of repeat purchases you make per one customer, I want you to actually keep these ads running because you're actually acquiring a customer for completely free. And over for example, a couple of months or something like that, that could literally be hundreds of customers for completely free that are then going to buy something else from your brand in the next 3, 6, 12 months or something like that. So you're actually acquiring sales for completely free because you're actually breaking even on the front end, and then on the back end, you're making a whole bunch of profit. So guys, with that being said, I hope that you've enjoyed this particular little short video. If you are an e-commerce business owner and you want a full free analysis of your ad account, just make sure you actually book in a call below. I'll leave my link below. With that being said, what we'll do is actually jump on a call. I'll go through your exact ad account, show you your metrics, and actually pull up a calculator that I've actually built in Google Sheets that basically basically we can plug numbers in there relating to your actual business, and it will spit back, you know, your break-even ROAS, what you actually need to do in the back end to actually generate sales and extreme eye-watering levels of profitability. So with that being said, if you're interested in that and you're an e-commerce business owner, make sure you click on the link below and I'll send you to some case studies. On that particular page as well, you'll actually be able to book in a call with me and not just like a sales rep, and we'll actually go through your ad account and show you exactly what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and what you can possibly improve upon, and actually help you with your metrics. With that being said, hope that you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.